I want to lay out for you, I want you to look at, if you will, the Atlanta Hawks roster. We said the names. And I want you to think about Trae Young, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, and Cam Reddish. This squad looks nice on paper. This squad looks nice as one built through the draft. But you know another squad that looks similar over the last several years? How about the Phoenix Suns and what they've built through the draft, year in, year out, with top 5 picks? Of course, you got Devin Booker, last year's number 1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton. You got Michael Bridges, Josh Jackson. Last night they drafted Cam Johnson and Ty Jerome. That's a good-looking young squad on paper, under the age of 25. And what have the Suns added up to? Even with the guy in Devin Booker averaging almost 27 points a game. If the Suns haven't pulled it off yet, why are we already talking about the Hawks putting it together with this squad? Now, I'll give you, I believe this Hawks squad makes sense. It just makes sense basketball-wise. But again, I don't know that either of these make the top 5 young cores in the NBA. And I'll tell you who else I think is missing out, even though they just drug a team to the playoffs in the East, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. Because can we count on D'Angelo Russell coming back to add to Karis LeVert and Jarrett Allen? These are teams, specifically here, when it comes to the Phoenix Suns, that should provide us lessons, or at least skepticism, or at least a brake pedal on our car before we run away with the hype. But here are the teams, in my mind, that are the top 5 young cores in the NBA. Let me flip over my whiteboard, and you can see now who I think has the most impressive young cores in the NBA. All right. I think at number 5, the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley, who is currently in a rap battle with Damian Lillard. They're both releasing diss tracks within the last 24 hours off of a fight that was started on First Take. Go check it out. Lillard came off the top rope, but Bagley has responded. And Harry Giles, who has some hope, some promise, some sparkly upside to him as well. But at number 4, I do believe the New Orleans Pelicans belong in the top 5 young cores in the NBA. And it's largely because of the presence of Zion Williamson. Of course, you have Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. You have Jackson Hayes, who was drafted last night, along with Alexander Walker and Hart. But Zion is the difference maker here. He's why I'm willing to put the Pelicans this high and not the Hawks. I like Trae Young. I'm not sure he's a potential, generational, MVP-level player in the NBA. I do believe Zion has that potential. He drags the rest of these young players in Ball and Ingram and Hayes into the top 5. At number 3, top-heavy, not as deep, but I have the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis are going to be, in any ranking of the best players under 25, near the top. They don't have much below that. They have Jalen Brunson, who had a nice little rookie year. But this is drug all the way to the top by the greatness of Doncic and Porzingis. I do believe both of these players could be top of the league potential. Not necessarily MVP, but we're talking about top 10 player in the league for both of these guys, potentially. At number 2, though, it's more experience for our top 2 slots. At number 2, the Boston Celtics. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They drafted 3 guys last night in Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, and Carson Edwards, the star of the NCAA tournament this past year. This team's done it. This team's proven what they can do as a young squad. They proved what they could do without even Kyrie Irving 2 years ago. They belong as one of the best young cores in the NBA under the age of 25. But the best, the absolute best young core in the NBA is the Denver Nuggets. All of their studs, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, are under the age of 25. Malik Beasley, and here's the real kicker. Not only do they have guys they can count on, but they have a couple of wild cards that you can send out there. Guys who might end up being some of the best players in the squad. Michael Porter Jr., who did not play last year, and last night in the second round, they took a huge, not gamble, but flyer on Bol Bol, a guy that some said was a top 5 talent in this draft and fell all the way to the second round. So there you go. These are your top 5 cores in the NBA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN Plus.